It's no secret Donald Trump sympathizes with Russia in its war against Ukraine. He blamed Ukraine for getting invaded, he berated its president in the Oval Office, and he made the ultimate gesture of friendship to Vladimir Putin, picking him up at the airport. So, safe to assume he spent this week at the UN continuing his full-throated support of Russia.
Breaking news we are following this morning. President Trump reversed his position on the war and voiced confidence that Ukraine can regain its territory seized by Russia.
Trump writing in part, Ukraine would be able to take back their country in its original form, and who knows, maybe even go further than that.
Damn! Trump went from Ukraine needs to accept Russian invasion to they need to invade Russia. When this all began, Trump said he'd end this war on day one, and instead, we've now joined both sides. I guess you can't lose a war if you're on both sides. Now, let's not overreact here. Trump isn't exactly known for his consistent positions. He could just as easily switch sides again tomorrow if he, I don't know, gets complimented by a Russian lady or sees a photo of that dog that looks like Vladimir Putin. Who pushes his opponents out the window? You do. But still, this is a surprising development. Maybe Trump changed his position after coming to a better understanding of the geopolitical implications of the situation. Or perhaps it was something a bit more personal.
Last month, President Trump rolled out the red carpet for Vladimir Putin in Alaska, but is now sharing frustration.
I thought that was going to be the easiest one because of my relationship with Putin, but unfortunately that relationship didn't mean anything.
Oh. This season of The Golden Bachelor is f***ing weird. Hey, you know what? Don't get down on yourself, Donald. It's not your fault the relationship didn't work out. Who could have known not to trust Russian dictator Vladimir Putin? You're not a mind reader. But whether it was pursuing strategic objectives or merely getting tired of boys, this was a major development. Unfortunately, it was overshadowed by another international incident.
The president was joined by the First Lady today as he made his big address at the United Nations. But they had a bit of trouble on the way. They were taking an escalator when it stopped working, leaving the first couple no other choice but to walk the rest of the way up.
Yeah. I like how he's just looking around when it broke, thinking, do I walk up these 15 stairs or do I just live here now? But hey, this is a pretty standard inconvenience. I'm sure we will never hear about it again. Unless, of course, there's an entire right-wing media apparatus built on grievance and hyperbole that wants to breathlessly recount it as a harrowing brush with danger.
Trump and Melania were riding it up, and it just stopped. The First Lady lost her balance a bit, but steadied herself, thankfully, and then marched to the top. She could have been hurt.
It came to a grinding halt, and you can even see them kind of slightly lurching forward.
This is serious stuff. It's sitting ducks if, God forbid, there was a security threat.
They could have hurt the most beautiful First Lady in American history.
Oh, my God, you monsters. We're not talking about some Uggo Eleanor Roosevelt here, no. You could have hurt someone hot. It's a good thing Melania's in such good shape, and it's a good thing Trump's ankles are the size of car tires. You all laughed at his cankles, but guess who's sturdy as a redwood? This cankle-having motherfucker. Now, the UN released a statement saying somebody at the top of the escalator inadvertently triggered a safety mechanism. So it seems like the whole thing is just a silly coincidence.
Coincidence or sabotage?
It doesn't look like a coincidence to me.
Something more nefarious happening than just simple technical glitches.
Absolute sabotage.
I've been caught on like 5 elevators in my life. An escalator has never stopped working mid-escalation.
I find it bizarre that just coincidentally, all these things just don't happen to work for the president when they work for everybody else.
Are we really doing this? Are we going all in on the president being a victim of escalator sabotage? Because the deep state wants him to get his steps in? Can we just have a day, people? I will admit, It's a little suspicious that the escalator just happened to break for Trump. But, on the other hand, things do break a lot around him.
You know, I pay all this money to teleprompter people, and I'd say 20% of the time they don't work. They don't work. And I apologize for those lights. The only place I don't have a light's up here. I feel like I'm in a sauna. So I don't know what hotel this is, but you ought to try turning on the air conditioning. I think this mic stinks, by the way.
So maybe it's not a coincidence. I mean, why does everything around Trump break? Is he being followed around by gremlins? Is that... Okay, yeah, maybe. Maybe that actually... That could be.